Hello. Hello. I was testing out a new mic here. So, this is uh, The Godfather. Well, Nikkei's Godfather, anyway. If you're tuning in to the amazing Nikkei, welcome, welcome. In today's episode, we're going through some basic introductions to the ambassador. So, for those of you who do not know, Nikkei is my godchild in one of the versions of the omniverse where Nikkei exists. You see, within the multiverse, the omniverse, the universes, however you would say it, there are versions in which Nikkei does not exist. Apparently, there are forces, nemesis, yeah, yeah, nemesis. There's all those kind of things that um, have come against DK because they know the secret and the power that Nikkei has. Because you see, throughout the omniverse, those of us who have been paying attention, yes, I am one that has been paying attention. Those of us who have been paying attention realize that Nikkei is amazing and that the one ultimate um, author of all the stories and all the universes and all the worlds that exist, the one author has chosen for Nikkei to be very, very amazing. And so that is why he is creating the amazing Nikkei universe and the amazing Nikkei omniverse, multiverse, as part of our universe and omniverse. So there's a major crossover with the different worlds, the different ideas. See, I am Nikkei's godfather, and I am also an anointed bishop in church, um, in really the ecclesia would be a better term. And as such, I would have an anointing, you'd call it, um, covering a rank. There's different forces, seen and unseen, different rankings that the different forces can have. Think of the different stories that we've all heard from some of the other parts of the omniverse. There's like the the Spider-Man one. I think you guys haven't even gotten the fullest picture of the omniverse through the Spider-Man omniverse. I think they're starting to do that more. Isn't there a movie coming out? The Bobbyverse is really cool, by Dennis E. Taylor. And of course, since he's Dennis E. Taylor, he's part of the Dennisiverse. which of course I'm a part of. But pretty for much anything like Dennis Averse, Bobby Verse, any of the Averses that are good verses. I mean, not the good versus evil, but like Bobby Averse and things like that. And then I give Dennis E. Taylor credit for it. Of course, if it wasn't for Roberto Porteridge, or wait, no, Robert Porter, Ray Petrie, Roy Peters, the guy that did the narration on all that, Bob Verse ones. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be as good. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Ray something, Roy something, Ray. Like he's really good narrator. So we definitely welcome helpers, contributors, those that would like to join us on the journey of the NiekkkkkkAverse. And again, we don't want to get the lawyer averse involved with anything, so I'll just give full credit to Dennis E. Taylor and Ray Porter and whoever those other people. Amazon. Oh, absolutely. Yes, you're Audible. Thank you for carrying our podcast around the world. So right now, I'm mixing up with some premium coconut oil and some essential oils from one of the two companies that I would trust, whether it was doTERRA or Young Living or whatever it was. And I need to make sure, there it is. I want to put a little citronella in this. And then I want to rub it on my arm so the mosquitoes don't come. So here's how this works in narrating. Pardon me. Thank you. For the amazing Nikkei universe, there was a crossover. I was sharing a little bit that I am a minister and I do work with things like the Holy Spirit. Here in Springfield, Missouri, there was James River had this big hour of power, and then I was going to Comic-Con over in Kansas City. And apparently there was a big crossover event where the various areas that I was working and ministering all collided with the different omniverse that's out there and crossed over. And that's where I was able to finally make contact with the amazing Nikkei and start to help people understand the truth of the different universes out there. And so now that I know that I'm in the universe where you had Trump as president 2 times, I know how to talk to everybody and stuff. So I'm going out to clean my gutters because I like life and there's trees around me, but in the spring they like to pollinate and do all their fun stuff. They get a little frisky with each other, sending out their reproductive ideas, sharing them. So a lot of debris will end up in the gutters. A little clog, as I was cleaning it, I got a little itchy because little critters will try to want to crawl on you and bite you and stuff. Because again, with life, there's going to be lots of life, and some of the critters are more friendly to have around than others. For instance, all the microorganisms and everything that are in the dirt are alive that then help plants produce life as you grow them. Okay. Sorry, I just found a card. Trying to remember where I got it from. Okay, so as I go outside, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some narration on the amazing Nikkei story. It's just a fun story with comics and different things. And again, it's open to people that want to help other people. That's the goal, right? Right? Nikkei likes to help people. I like to help people. Tiger Tommy, who's sitting out there, he's a big, beautiful cat. I don't know if he likes to hug people, so make sure I got what I need, and I do. The ambassador knew that it was important to make contact with NikkkkkkAuy and let him know what had happened. Of course, the ambassador really didn't want to tell NikkkkkkAuy what happened, you see. He, well, I don't know if I should say or not. I mean, I really want to. I so want to. Okay. The ambassador was involved in this, like, mishap at the exact same time that the omniverse all collided, and the amazing NikkkkkkAuy almost had a catastrophic event, but instead just crossed over into a whole nother reality where apparently Trump's been president a few times, 2 or 3, I don't remember. As the ambassador was preparing to go to a higher elevation to clear some debris off of his transportation device and make sure he could have a good reception with NikkkkkkAuy, his friendly sidekick Buster, hey Buster, oh I know he's Baxter in this reality, came to help by making lots of noise for no apparent reason. So so that's where I could use your help, NikkkkkkAuy. So like he likes to bark at the dogs next door and he gets carried away. So we'll have to figure out how that character is for him, right, Baxter? And there's definitely something wrong with this guy. So I think he's gonna be like part machine, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, probably part cyborg. So make sure we nail down exactly how we want to present him. We'll also have Tiger Tommy, and of course we can have pictures of them and stuff as we work on the story. Okay, move it over there. The ambassador realized that he needed to have the right tool for the job. His sight, since the incident, calmly and graciously known as the crossover event. Hey T, you wanna come out? The big T. Tiger Tommy, the elusive, invisible tiger that would sneak around and be a guard tiger. Yeah. Tiger's definitely gonna be a diet goat. Yeah. So Triple T. Oh, come on, let's go. And Baxter will just be an annoying sidekick, right? Oh, and then I'll have my friend Nugget. So one of the crossover things is we'll be doing popcorn and Nugget. We do that on Facebook, but I can get you some on YouTube. You're not gonna come? All right. All right. So I got my little scoop. I'm gonna go clean out the gutter. But this way, if this recording works, and this one I'm not posting live, but I'm not gonna edit it. I'll just post it as it is, I would imagine. It'll get Baxter. Get back in the yard. Go on. I told you. Sure enough, the booster, the sidekick dog robot dude, whatever we're gonna make him, once again forgot his programming and went in an area he wasn't supposed to, was shocked and electrified. Oh, that was the other one, was like as the ambassador was climbing the ladder in one reality, he was actually moving to the top of his transportation device in another. And so yeah, you'd have the different layers, right, of reality for the story. So I'm just climbing up a ladder, clean the gutters of my roof. But as the narrator, then I can assure it as sure enough. Once again, the ports were clogged. It was so important to make sure that the flow of water went where it was supposed to. Water can be healing and healthy, of course, in every reality, but it has to be clean and pure. I remember once when the ambassador was in a reality that was very, very not clean. Oh, but I regress as I reminisce without any regrets. The ambassador had found new equipment in this outdated world that he was in. He thought at first he was in the 32nd century, and he thought, oh, well, hopefully they can find equipment to get some things done. But then he realized he was actually only in the 21st century. What a shock. And early in the 21st century at that. People had only just realized that all the systems that man had set up were crumbling to a crushing end, and that everybody had to surrender to the one, the king, the god, the creator, him that is, that was, and that is to come. All right. The ambassador once again misjudged the work that needed to be done, the time that was needed to do it, and the location to best get it done. Although the ambassador had always been preparing for this time, he still seemed to keep missing it. Just a little. He would get there on time, get through something even early. Ooh, that did not feel stable. Oh, yeah. The ambassador realized that the positioning now, even as he spoke of the, what would it be? The telescopic device that was coming out of the ship, side of the ship. Well, you know, when the ambassador traveled, wasn't so much with a ship as like a warehouse, multi-story, like a small, well, depending on what multiverse he's in, it could be like a small world. He'd always have so much, like this huge warehouse and stuff, and then he'd go in, and he'd be in like this little closet with all this stuff piled up everywhere, and you could barely even see him because of all this stuff piled precariously too. And he'd always fumble around for what he's looking for. And of course, that's just a basic description of him in this voice. As the narrator, then I bump it up some. Of course, really, you can even share the idea with an AI nowadays. And they could write it, but I prefer for us human beings to write it and to write our story. They accused Elon Musk of being a speciesist, that he wants people to live. And he was like, yeah, I am speciesist. And I'm like, yeah, so am I. I'm for human beings. And no, there aren't a bunch of races. There's one race, the human race. Ooh, this was so close. The ambassador was almost able to finish this area. So probably for the story then, if I was thinking about it a little bit ahead of time, I would have the ambassador on the ship that he traveled in, that at times he would travel through physical space And so he would get debris. Think about even like in outer space. Small debris that could do a lot of damage. So the roof has some storm damage on it. My neighbor was telling me about, and it does. I wasn't really paying attention because I don't. So I need to see about getting that replaced. I gotta figure out who the best place is. Hey, Baxter, why aren't you where you're supposed to be, dude? Get back in the yard. Hey, Baxter, get back in the yard. Sorry about that. So then what you'll have is within the multiverse in different areas, there will be some places where, there's dictators ruling or whatever, different things, different species ruling, different manifestations of good and evil, whatever. All the fun stuff like you see in comics. Oh, yeah, like when I was climbing the ladder, I was thinking in some realities, it's like there's angels watching to make sure I don't fall down, like invisible spiritual beings. And then in some of the cartoons, it's even like little funny angels going, okay, now there you go, buddy, just step right there next. And they're like, kind of like mocking that they're watching me climb the ladder. Um, Once again, the programming on Blaster, Booster, Buster, Stinkhead, get back in the yard, was messing up, and he had to be redirected. The damn massacre went back, got the silly doggy. Ambassador, what? Yeah, and then he secured the firewall, or closed the gate. Oops, however you want to look at it. Let me put this one first. Get there. That'll help Buster and Baxter. Okay, I'm gonna stop that and see how that looks.